A grocery store shelf stands empty while a delivery truck pulls away into the rain. The system prioritizes rapid turnover over local storage to save space. Modern logistics treat the highway as a moving warehouse. Goods are only profitable when they are in motion, leading to the removal of stationary stock. Every square foot of storage is viewed as a financial leak. Efficiency dictates that the building should be as small as the daily demand allows. Algorithms calculate the exact moment a product should arrive. This precision creates a system that functions perfectly until a single variable changes unexpectedly. Safety stock is often deleted from the balance sheet. What once protected the consumer is now seen as an obstacle to optimized profit margin. This logic spreads across every sector of the economy. High-speed delivery replaces the need for local resilience, making every node dependent on the next. A regional distribution center stands nearly empty during peak hours. This lack of inventory is not a failure, but the intended state of operation. Efficiency gains are reinvested into speed rather than stability. Every time the system works faster, its ability to handle a delay decreases significantly. When transit is the storage, the weather becomes a structural risk. A storm hundreds of miles away can empty a shelf in minutes. Manufacturers no longer keep spare parts on site. They trust the network to provide what is needed exactly when the machine stops. This creates a feedback loop where speed is the only defense against scarcity. As stock levels drop, the pressure on transportation infrastructure grows. Buffer zones are expensive and invisible until they are gone. Without them, the system has no way to absorb even the smallest shock. Information travels faster than physical objects. A digital order is placed in milliseconds, but the physical replacement may be days away. The distribution center floor is now marked with precision lines. These paths are designed for machines that do not require safety margins. When a machine breaks, the system demands an immediate replacement from the network. The delay of a single part halts the entire local process. Reliability is traded for cost savings every day. This choice is invisible to the consumer until the product they need is simply not there. Complexity grows as the system seeks to eliminate any remaining waste. Each new efficiency adds a new layer of fragility to the network. Redundancy is often mistaken for inefficiency. When the system is optimized for speed, having a backup plan is seen as a waste of capital. Global supply chains rely on a series of bottlenecks. These points are managed by software that assumes the flow will never stop completely. The accumulation of risk happens quietly behind the scenes. No one notices the lack of margin until the entire system begins to shudder. Autonomous carts now glide across the warehouse floor in perfect silence. They represent a system that has finally removed the delay of human movement. When a delivery is late, the scheduling software immediately shifts the arrival of 10 other trucks. One delay ripples outward, creating a cascade of adjustments. Every transit hub is designed to be a pass-through point, never a destination. Objects are only allowed to stop for as long as it takes to sort them. The lack of slack in the system is not accidental. It is the mathematical byproduct of a world that values immediate availability over long-term security. This logic doesn't stop at factories. It extends to digital processing and human scheduling, where every empty moment is seen as a lost opportunity. The system has no memory of past failures. It only knows how to optimize for the current moment, repeating the same patterns until the next break. We live inside a network that rewards its own fragility. The cheaper a system becomes, the more we rely on it, further removing our alternatives. Lighting in the distribution center has been dimmed to save energy. The sensors do not need light to see the inventory that isn't there. A robotic arm places a single item onto a large empty truck bed. The system would rather send a truck half empty than wait an hour. Storage containers are often left abandoned in distant ports because it is cheaper to buy new ones than to ship the empty ones back. The speed of the network hides the fact that we are living on a knife's edge. We consume everything as soon as it arrives. Every day the system becomes more efficient, it also becomes more brittle. The very thing that makes it work makes it easy to destroy. We have built a world where nothing stays still. This constant motion is necessary to sustain the illusion of plenty in an empty room. When the system fails, it doesn't slow down. It simply stops. There is no middle ground between perfect operation and total collapse. The warehouse floor is now showing signs of wear. Subtle cracks in the concrete do not slow the robots, but they signal the coming maintenance. A sensor malfunctions and immediately stops the entire conveyor line. The system cannot distinguish between a minor error and a major catastrophe. Every efficiency gained is a choice made about the future. We are trading our ability to wait for the ability to have things now. The absence of noise in the supply chain is the sound of success, but it is also the sound of a system that has no room for error. The cost of maintenance is always deferred until it is mandatory. By then, the original parts are often out of production and impossible to find. These patterns repeat across many systems over time. Understanding these invisible flows reveals why modern life feels increasingly fragile. Subscribe to see more hidden structures. Every efficiency choice is a trade-off that we only notice when it stops working. The system only looks stable from the outside. The distribution center is perfectly organized, with every cart in its place. This perfection hides the fact that there is no room for growth or error. A mechanical arm reaches out to grab a box, but the box has been misaligned by a fraction of an inch. The arm freezes instantly. We are building a world that is optimized for today, but completely unprepared for tomorrow. The speed of life is a product of our vulnerability. Every square inch of the city is managed by a central algorithm. It assumes that every person and every object will move according to the plan. The systems we live inside are increasingly invisible. We only notice them when they fail to deliver on their promise of immediate satisfaction. Every efficiency we build is a step closer to a world without buffers. We are removing the safety nets that we once took for granted. The system is designed to reward the smallest possible margins. This constant pressure ensures that any remaining redundancy is quickly identified and removed. The warehouse stands silent, dark, and perfectly efficient. It is waiting for a signal that may not come if the chain breaks somewhere else. Everything appears to be in its right place. The system remains stable until the moment it isn't.